In this brief presentation, we'll talk about World Beyond War's mission, theory of change, and what a chapter does. World Beyond War's mission is to abolish the institution of war. We oppose all forms of war, weapons, and violence. We operate in a decentralized organizing model where volunteers around the world organize events and campaigns in their communities, all with an eye towards the larger mission of war abolition. People in over 200 countries worldwide have signed World Beyond War's Declaration of Peace. We have over 40 chapters in more than 30 countries, as well as over 100 affiliate organizations. A chapter can be thought of as a branch of World Beyond War that takes on the name, brand, and mission of World Beyond War and works closely with the staff. An affiliate is its own independent organization that partners and collaborates with World Beyond War. We also have over 1,000 organizations that have signed World Beyond War's Declaration of Peace and are listed on a map on our website. World Beyond War is a grassroots network, and we are funded in large part by small dollar donors who give as little as $5 a month to sustain our work. The Declaration of Peace is a good entry point to joining the global World Beyond War network, and chapters are encouraged to collect signatures for the Declaration of Peace to get people involved. Our theory of change involves education, nonviolent action, and media work. Our education work debunks the myths of war and lays out the proven nonviolent alternatives to war. It includes our books, our study guide, our online courses, webinars, fact sheets, and so much more. Our nonviolent action work takes many forms around the globe depending on the local context of each chapter. It could involve divesting a city from weapons, shutting down a military base, rallies, vigils, weapons blockades, and so much more. In our media work, we strive to tell a new narrative, to create our own media, such as through our monthly World Beyond War podcast or through our Billboards project. We also work to get our voice into the mainstream media through op eds, letters to the editor, radio and TV interviews, and much more. And chapters can work on any or all of these pillars, depending on what resonates with your membership and the issues facing your region. These are our guiding principles. I'll highlight just a few of them. As I mentioned earlier, we are abolitionist in our approach, advocating for the abolition of the institution of war itself. We are both pro peace and anti war, meaning that as we work to dismantle the war machine, we also tell the story of a world beyond war and work to create a culture of peace. We are global in our approach, and that's been important to us from day one. We know that one country alone cannot abolish war. We need to work as a united global movement. We are nonpartisan, which is very important to us, to work across the aisle and bring people together from all backgrounds to unite around the issue of war abolition. And we are intersectional in our approach, connecting the dots between war and other issues and building bridges with many groups beyond the anti war movement. And we're a movement builder, providing many educational resources and technical tools to organizations around the world. One framework for looking at World Beyond War's work is through the myths, the whys, and the hows. We debunk the myths that war is inevitable, necessary, beneficial, or just. We lay out the seven whys, the seven reasons to end war, which really delves into those intersectional impacts of war. And then we talk about the how, the AGSS, the Alternative Global Security System. How can we get to a world beyond war? Through the strategies of demilitarizing security, managing conflict nonviolently, and creating a culture of peace. And we have fact sheets, articles, videos, and much more on all three of these aspects of this framework. We have many, many resources at World Beyond War, and I've talked about many of them already. I'll also highlight a few others. Our Peace Almanac, it's a daily calendar that highlights important moments in the peace movement and works to tell a new story instead of celebrating militaristic holidays. Our Mapping Militarism project is an important resource that maps out where troops are stationed, where bases are located, and much more around the world. We provide many organizing and technical resources to chapters and affiliates, including organizing training, social media assistance, graphic design, website design, webinar hosting, and much more. So, a chapter works to advance World Beyond War's mission. It works locally and globally. It can focus on any of those pillars that we talked about: education, action, media work. A chapter collects signatures for the Declaration of Peace, and organizes a minimum of 4 events per year. And again, as I've emphasized, each chapter has a localized focus depending on the local context and what resonates with your members, all with an eye towards the larger goal of war abolition. The chapter works closely with the staff that provides resources and training to the chapter. We create a web page for each chapter, and we can also help with variety of technical organizing tools like setting up an email list, hosting online petitions, hosting surveys, creating newsletters, creating fundraising pages, and all of those tools to support your work. We publicize your events and help to recruit volunteers. And one of the major benefits is being part of the global network where we can connect you with people around the world who are working on similar issues. So you can share strategies and tactics, what's working, what's not working, and build that camaraderie. As part of that, we have at least 4 meetings per year, which are for all of the chapter coordinators around the world to connect with each other. And we help to share your news with a wider global audience through our email list, website, and social media to help shine a light on local issues that might not get global attention. Here are some common questions. We've reviewed a few of them already. The first, as we've talked about, we are abolitionist in our approach, and so we don't support any types of violence and we never take any side in a war. The second is about fundraising. Chapters are not expected to fundraise for World Beyond War. It's certainly available for chapters that have capacity to fundraise, but it's not a requirement. The third, as I mentioned, chapters are nonpartisan. World Beyond War Global is nonpartisan, so neither World Beyond War or any of its local chapters can endorse a political candidate for office or take sides with any political party. And the last question about the legal structure of a chapter. That also depends. Many chapters are unincorporated groups of volunteers, but we also do have chapters that are incorporated entities. So there's a range of options, and we can work with you depending on your context to help you with those structures and figure out what works best. So that's a brief presentation, a brief introduction to what World Beyond War is, what a chapter is, and we look forward to working with you. We hope this inspires you to start a chapter in your community. You can find us on all the major social media platforms at World Beyond War, and our website is simply WorldBeyondWar.org. Thank you so much.